Imagine the scene, an international air show. On the world stage, one aircraft is stealing the show. It's India's indigenously built HAL Tejas light combat aircraft, a symbol of national pride, dazzling the crowds with its incredible agility. For days, it has been the celebrated star, executing high-speed loops and impossibly sharp turns that showcase a mastery of the sky. Then, in a flash, glory turns to tragedy. This is a hypothetical scenario, but it explores the very real dangers that pilots face. In our story, the celebrated fighter, pushed to its absolute limits, is consumed by a fireball on its final flight. The pilot, a decorated veteran, does not eject. What could go so wrong in the skies? And how can a moment of peak performance turn into a disaster in mere seconds? To understand the weight of a loss like this, you first have to understand the aircraft. The HAL Tejas is more than just a fighter jet. It's the result of India's decades-long ambition to design and build its own world-class combat aircraft. It represents a strategic move away from relying on foreign imports and a massive leap for India's defense industry. The Tejas, which means radiance in Sanskrit, is a 4.5 generation multi-role combat aircraft. It's one of the smallest and lightest in its supersonic class, a quality that makes it exceptionally nimble. Its delta wing design and advanced digital fly-by-wire system allow it to perform extreme aerobatic maneuvers that few other fighters can pull off. This system is key. The Tejas is designed with what's known as relaxed static stability, making it inherently agile but completely dependent on its flight control computers to stay stable. Powered by a General Electric F404 engine, the Tejas is built for a huge range of missions, from air-to-air combat to precision ground attacks. The upgraded MiCape-1A variant, for example, features significant improvements, with plans to integrate the advanced Indian-made Uttam ESA radar in later batches, putting it on par with many of its global peers. In the high-stakes world of airshow demonstrations, where pilots showcase a jet's full potential, the line between peak performance and catastrophic failure is razor-thin. An aircraft like the Tejas, especially in a high-risk airshow display, requires a pilot with incredible skill. In a scenario like this, you'd have a veteran at the controls, an elite aviator from the Indian Air Force with nearly 2 decades of flying experience, entrusted with showing off the nation's premier fighter on an international stage. This wouldn't be just another flight, it's a performance. It demands constant, tiny adjustments, pushing both man and machine to their absolute operational limits. These are dedicated professionals, the kind of pilots you trust when the world is watching. But no one, not the pilot or the crowd below, could ever imagine a spectacular display of power turning into a final, tragic flight. In our hypothetical crash, the final moments unfold with terrifying speed. Imagine it's the final day of the airshow, and the Tejas is about 8 minutes into its routine. Eyewitness videos, though harrowing to watch, would provide a timeline. The sequence begins with a maneuver that would become the focus of the entire investigation, a low-altitude negative G-turn. In simple terms, instead of pulling up, the pilot pushes the nose down, creating a feeling of weightlessness in the cockpit. While it looks dramatic, the maneuver puts immense stress on both the pilot and the plane. From that downward push, the jet is supposed to transition into a barrel roll. But here, something goes critically wrong. Videos would show that as the jet starts to roll at a very low altitude, it fails to snap back to a horizontal position. Instead of holding its energy, the aircraft begins to mush, a pilot's term for when the wings aren't generating enough lift, causing a steep, often unrecoverable descent. The altitude loss is quick and unforgiving. By the time the wings level out, the ground is rushing up too fast. Despite the pilot's experience, there's no time or altitude left to recover. Eyewitnesses could only watch in horror as the jet enters a steep nosedive and impacts the ground, erupting into a massive fireball. In those final desperate seconds, there is no ejection. The pilot goes down with his aircraft. The investigation into what might cause a tragedy like this would begin almost immediately. If you find this analysis insightful and want to see more deep dives into military aviation, take a moment to subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell. Your support helps.